Welcome back to our channel. Today, we're embarking on an extraordinary journey, tracing the evolution of sports from their earliest recorded events to the global spectacles that captivate millions today. We'll delve into how games like cricket, football, and archery began and evolved over time. Alongside, we'll uncover fascinating ancient sports such as spear throwing, bowling, and the ancient Olympic Games. So, settle in as we take you through the riveting history of sports and discover how these games have shaped our world. Our story begins tens of thousands of years ago, long before the grand stadiums and prestigious trophies we recognize today. Picture this. Around 70,000 BC, ancient hunters were perfecting their spear-throwing skills. This wasn't merely a pastime, but a critical survival skill. Spear throwing, the earliest recorded sport, emerged from humanity's necessity to hunt effectively. Over time, these early practices evolved into competitive events as communities began testing their skills against one another. Spear throwing was not just a training tool, but a display of prowess and precision. Ancient artifacts and cave paintings reveal that these early contests were embedded deeply within the cultural fabric of prehistoric societies. Hunters practiced spear throwing to enhance their accuracy, speed, and technique, crucial for both hunting and warfare. These contests likely involved various forms, including target practice and distance throwing, and were integral to the social and ceremonial life of early humans. Fast forward to 3200 BC in ancient Egypt, where we encounter one of the earliest known ball games, bowling. Yes, the same game you might enjoy at a modern alley has ancient roots. Egyptians played a version of this game, rolling balls made of stone into small holes, a test of skill and precision not unlike what we see today. Bowling was a popular pastime in ancient Egyptian society, and it's fascinating to see how this ancient game has evolved into the modern sport we know. In addition to bowling, ancient Egyptians engaged in a range of physical activities that were both recreational and preparatory. Wrestling, archery, and long-distance running were prominent, serving not only as entertainment, but as preparation for military service. These sports were deeply intertwined with Egyptian culture, symbolizing strength, skill, and the divine favor of the gods. The skill of Egyptian archers in particular was renowned, and archery competitions were an important part of ceremonial and military life. Traveling across the world to the Americas, we find the ancient Maya, who played a unique ball game known as Pitz around 2500 BC. This was not merely a game but a ceremonial and ritualistic sport with significant religious and political implications. The objective was to get a rubber ball through a stone hoop, often without using hands, and the stakes were high. Losing a game could have dire consequences, sometimes even resulting in death. Pitz was more than a sport. It was a ritualistic event that reflected the Mayas' cosmological beliefs and social structure. The ball court was an essential component of Maya cities, serving as a venue for these high-stakes games. The players, often from the elite class, were revered for their skill and bravery. The game symbolized the struggle between the forces of life and death and was integral to Maya religious ceremonies. In 8th century BC Greece, we encountered a sport known as Episkyros, or common ball. This ancient game bore similarities to modern rugby and football. It involved teams trying to advance a ball past their opponents by any means necessary. Although less formal than the Olympic Games that would follow, Episkyros was an intense and competitive sport that showcased the physical prowess and teamwork of its players. Episkyros was a testament to the Greeks' love for physical contests and their belief in the importance of athletic competition. The sport emphasized strategy and strength and was a precursor to the more organized and celebrated Olympic Games that would later become a cornerstone of Greek culture. Before the Greek Olympics, the ancient Irish celebrated their own sports festival, the Tailteann Games, around 1800 BC. These games were a vibrant festival of sport, arts, and culture dedicated to the goddess Tailteann. Events ranged from chariot racing and long-distance running to various athletic and artistic competitions. The Tailteann Games were not just athletic contests but a celebration of cultural identity and community. Held every 4 years, These games were a significant event in ancient Irish society, bringing together people from across the region to compete, celebrate, and honor their traditions. The games highlighted the importance of athletic prowess and cultural heritage in ancient Ireland. Moving forward to 760 BC in ancient Greece, we arrive at the first recorded Olympic Games. Initially, there was only one event, a simple foot race. This modest beginning marked the start of what would become one of the most prestigious sporting events in history. The early Olympic Games were as much a religious festival as a sporting event. Held in Olympia, these games honored Zeus, the king of the gods, and were a display of Greek values such as excellence, arete, and honor. Victors were celebrated as heroes and immortalized in statues and poetry. Over time, the games expanded to include wrestling, boxing, chariot racing, and more, reflecting the Greeks' evolving appreciation for athletic excellence and cultural significance. As Greek culture spread, so did the idea of organized sports, but the Romans added their own dramatic twist. Roman sports were grand public entertainments designed to showcase the power and wealth of the Roman Empire. The Colosseum, an architectural marvel, became the stage for brutal gladiatorial contests that captivated Roman audiences. Gladiatorial games were not just about entertainment, but were also a demonstration of the might of Rome. Gladiators, often slaves or prisoners of war, fought in life and death battles that symbolized the power and control of the empire. These contests were both a spectacle and a method of social control, designed to reinforce the authority of the ruling class. Chariot racing, held in the Circus Maximus, was another popular Roman sport. This thrilling and dangerous sport involved drivers risking their lives in high-speed races, drawing massive crowds and demonstrating both skill and bravery. The races were an important part of Roman public life and a reflection of the empire's grandeur and excess. With the fall of the Roman Empire, Europe entered the medieval period, where sports evolved to emphasize martial skills and chivalry. This era saw the rise of jousting and archery, sports directly linked to the training of knights and soldiers. Jousting became a popular sport among the nobility, showcasing knights' skill, courage, and horsemanship. These grand events were often held in conjunction with fairs and festivals, celebrating the martial prowess and chivalric ideals of the time. Archery remained a vital skill, with longbowmen gaining legendary status for their accuracy and effectiveness in battles like Agincourt during the 100 Years' War. The Renaissance brought a resurgence of interest in classical ideas, including sports. This period saw the formalization of many sports, with the establishment of rules and organizations that laid the foundation for modern sports. Cricket, which originated in England, began as a simple game played by shepherds in the countryside. By the 16th century, it had evolved into a structured sport with a growing following. The formation of the Marylebone Cricket Club, MCC, in 1787 was a pivotal moment in cricket history, as it standardized the rules and established the sport as a formalized game. Let's take a closer look at cricket, a sport that has captured the hearts of millions around the world. Cricket's origins are somewhat obscure, but it's believed to have been played in England as early as the 13th century. Early forms of the game were informal, often played with a rudimentary ball made of wool and a bat resembling a shepherd's crook. By the 18th century, cricket had become a popular sport among the English aristocracy. The first recorded match took place in 1697, and the game quickly gained popularity. The 19th century saw cricket spread to the British colonies, where it became a symbol of British culture and an important part of the local identity. Today, cricket is a global sport with major international competitions, including the Cricket World Cup and various test series that captivate audiences worldwide. The evolution of cricket from a rural pastime to a global phenomenon illustrates how sports can transcend cultural boundaries and become an integral part of the global landscape. Football, known as soccer in some parts of the world, has a rich history that stretches back to ancient civilizations. Various forms of football were played in ancient China, Greece, and Rome, but the modern game as we know it began to take shape in the 19th century. In England, football evolved from chaotic street games to a more organized sport. The formation of the Football Association, FA, in 1863 was a landmark moment as it established standardized rules and helped formalize the game. The FA's rules became the basis for football played internationally. Football's popularity spread rapidly, and the establishment of FIFA, Fédération Internationale de Football Association, in 1904 marked the beginning of international competitions. The first FIFA World Cup in 1930 was a historic event, showcasing the global appeal of football and solidifying its status as the world's most popular sport. Archery, an ancient skill used for hunting and warfare, has evolved into a modern sport with its own rich history. Early forms of archery date back to ancient civilizations, including the Egyptians, Greeks, and Chinese. In ancient Greece, archery was a respected skill, used both in warfare and in competitions. The Greeks valued archers for their precision and effectiveness in battle. The sport was also featured in the ancient Olympic Games, where it was celebrated as a display of both physical and mental prowess. In medieval Europe, archery became a key military skill, particularly with the development of the longbow. English archers were renowned for their skill and played a crucial role in battles such as Agincourt. Today, archery is practiced both as a competitive sport and as a recreational activity, with various forms including target archery and field archery. As we move into the modern era, sports have continued to evolve, with new disciplines emerging and traditional sports gaining global recognition. The Olympic Games, for instance, have grown from their humble beginnings to become a major international event, featuring a wide range of sports and showcasing the best athletes from around the world. The modern Olympics, revived in 1896 by Pierre de Coubertin, now feature thousands of athletes competing in various sports. The Games have expanded to include winter sports, parasports, and numerous other events, reflecting the global and inclusive nature of modern athletics. Additionally, sports like basketball and baseball, which originated in the United States, have become global phenomena. The NBA, established in 1946, has grown into a major international league, while baseball, with its roots in 19th century America, has spread to countries around the world, particularly in Japan and Latin America. From the early days of spear throwing and bowling to the grandeur of the Olympics and the global reach of modern sports, the evolution of athletic competition is a testament to humanity's enduring passion for physical prowess and cultural expression. Each sport, with its unique origins and development, reflects the values, challenges, and innovations of its time. Thank you for joining us on this incredible journey through the history of sports. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more fascinating content. Share your thoughts and favorite historical sports moments in the comments below. Until next time, keep exploring and celebrating the remarkable evolution of sports.